Hi everyone, a very good evening to all of you and welcome to the session. Here I am with another editorial analysis for it would be great if you guys can confirm that I'm properly audible and visible. All good to go? So I'm your faculty of English here and I give regular sessions on like for different targets on this channel. We have EPFO classes, practice sets on Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. And these are at 1:30 p.m. These classes are at 1:30 p.m. Then we have classes which are excuse me, editorial classes, 8 p.m. Monday to Saturday. Now these are very important for any one of you looking to clear an exam where English is asked. Okay, so don't think this is only for ABC exam and not for what I am preparing for. This will help you prepare descriptive as well. So this is very, very, very important series going on for all of you. Do not miss out on it. Next thing that we have skimming, like we start with skimming, we go to vocab, we go to then grammar part, like we understand and practice to observe some grammar rules, and then we do some MCQs. So it's a variety that you get here. We cover a lot just in a short session of 45 minutes. So this is again a big plus point for you all, those who are attending the session here. So जल्दी से like और share कर दो, subscribe the channel if you're new, and if you want PDFs, make sure to check the description box below. Join our Telegram group. From there you can get daily PDFs of all the subjects, including the classes जो मैं यहाँ पर लेती हूँ. Skimming is the art of reading a content very quickly in a way to understand the core message. It's not to translate, it is not to memorize something like a speech. So you have to jump and read. Okay, you cannot go through each and every word, you cannot go through each and every single detail. अगर नाम और नंबर कुछ है तो उसको exactly आपको पूरा ही पढ़ना है. It's not how you're supposed to do it. Okay, so please make sure you utilize your time in jumping to the important words, mostly subjects and verbs of every sentence, and wahan se you will start picking up. Slowly you will start noticing that your brain is going to tell you this is the important word, and आगे का ठीक है बाद में समझ लेंगे, that also is okay. Okay, so do practice skimming now. I'll give you 2.5 minutes to read this article. 15 seconds more. Once you are done reading in one line, let me know what is the main message you have taken from this passage. Time up. So, war and talks on Russia and Ukraine. So, what are the discussions going on? The current state of war between the countries. Both Russia and Ukraine are looking for security guarantees. So, author has explained the current status of the war. The Russia-Ukraine war has entered a new phase, marked by intensified military attacks and direct negotiations. So now they are directly negotiating. Also, they have intensified the military attacks. On Sunday, June 1, on the eve of second round of talks, discussions, negotiation, Ukraine carried out its most daring drone attack deep inside Russia. There was like one of the most brutal attacks we got to see, targeting military airfields. According to Ukrainian intelligence officials, the drones, which were transported by trucks into Russia, launched remotely, resulted in the destruction of dozens of strategic bombers. So, this is what was the official statement that was made, how the drones were transported, and it resulted into the destruction of many strategic bombers. While these claims have not been independently verified, so we still need to verify the statement, the claims, Russia's Ministry of Defense confirmed that five of its airfields came under attack and aircraft at two stations, one close to Norwegian border and other in Siberia, caught fire. So this is what was the official statement made by the Ministry of Defense. What all came under attack? That Ukraine managed to carry out such an attack is a morale booster for its troops and a tactical setback for Russian President Putin. Now, of course, it takes a lot of daring to launch such an attack. So, author is saying that Ukraine managed to carry out such an attack. This is a morale booster for its troops. उनके लिए तो और अच्छी बात है, and a tactical setback. And a setback, that means something that will make us stop or take us a step back. It is for Russian president. Prior to Kiev's attack, Russia had launched an avalanche of drones and missiles across Ukraine. Now, prior to this attack, it was Russia who launched an avalanche of drones. Avalanche in this case means back to back drone firing, missile firing happened. Okay, it's a lot and it's in continuous motion of drones and missiles across Ukraine, significantly straining the country's air defenses, and it significantly hurt the air defenses. It included a missile strike at a military training base on Sunday, killing at least 12 Ukrainian soldiers. And from here, we get to know Russia was the first to bombard these people with the attack. But a silver lining amid the intensifying military exchanges was that Russia and Ukraine went ahead with the planned direct talks in Istanbul on Monday. So this is, see, missile attack is going on, strike is going on. Silver lining is a small ray of hope amid intensifying military exchanges, because military exchanges, attacks are ongoing. Okay, that was that Russia and Ukraine went ahead with the planned negotiations. In the hour-long meeting, negotiators agreed to a prisoner exchange deal. So there was this agreed on which they agreed upon, and scheduled a third round of talks, negotiations later in June. So they will again meet, they will again discuss for whatever both the countries want from each other. 40 months, that's a big number, into the war. The signs of exhaustion are evident on both sides. Both sides are tired, they have suffered a lot, they are suffering a lot. Ukraine, faced with battlefield challenges, is trying to offset its vulnerabilities by staging innovative drone attacks to make the Kremlin Russians को बोला जाता है, feel the pain of the war. So now, they are exhausted now. They want to neutralize. They are trying to neutralize the vulnerabilities. They don't want to show that we are now exhausted, and that's why they are staging more drone attacks to make the Russians feel the pain of the war. Kiev has not had any major territorial victory when it's lost territory since the Kherson offensive of late 2022. So there has been around 3 years where Kiev didn't witness any such victory. Over the past year, Ukraine has lost nearly 5,000 square kilometers of its territory to Russians. Already, this much of land is gone. Russia has recaptured the land Ukraine had seized in Kursk. Russia's spring offensive is now gaining momentum. Spring offensive now, the new phase in which Russia is, it is now also getting more force, more momentum with territorial advances in the Sami region. So you don't have to remember names of all the region. Basically, how the intensification is happening, उसके ऊपर हमारा focus होना चाहिए. Of course, we are no expert in the geography part of Ukraine or Russia. While Ukraine is grappling with, okay, it's struggling. Grapple with is to struggle with weakened air defenses, an actual manpower crisis, and uncertainty about continued US support under President Trump. While we can see Ukraine is going through a lot. Uska air defense kam ho chuka hai, manpower crisis is there. There is uncertainty about whether they are going to get support from the US or not. Russia has found it increasingly difficult to prevent Ukraine's drone attacks targeting its energy infra. So Russia is also struggling. It is finding difficult to prevent the attacks targeting its main resource, the Black Sea Fleet, and now airfields hosting strategic bombers. If Russia had battlefield moment, Ukraine stays defiant. Okay, so understand the defiant means resistant. So if we see that Russia is battling up, it has the momentum, it has maybe upper hand in the battlefield. Ukraine is also not stepping back. It is being resistant. It is not surrendering. If the war continues to drag on, the toll on both sides will only deepen. Now, author says that if this continues, both the sides are going to suffer even more than what they have till now. So far, efforts by Mr. Trump to broker peace have yielded little progress. Little progress without other. That means actually there has been no progress by efforts that were made by Mr. Trump. But he should not give up. Russia has long standing grievances and future security concerns that must be addressed. So, this is like, the point on which Russia could be convinced. Ukraine wants credible security guarantees that shield it from future attacks, and Ukraine wants a 100% guarantee on the security part. The US has a crucial role to play in narrowing these differences and working toward a durable ceasefire. So both of the countries, they want something or the other. And in such a play, in such a case, the US has a really important role, and it could work towards a durable ceasefire, a stop in the war that could last long. Okay? Context of modern warfare. It's not modern warfare. It's the actual war going on. Amid wars, the role of America. Yeah, this is important part. Very nicely pointed out, Abhishek. That author actually wanted us to know or to deliver the message that how important the US is, or the role of US is in the whole war situation. So for me, if I want to put it in like two sentence, first sentence would be that the war between both the countries, it's intensifying, even though both the nations are exhausted. No one is backing up. Second thing, there is a way out since negotiations are going on, and in those negotiations, the US has a very important part to play to bring peace. Okay, so these two were the highlights. Okay, morale is manubal in Hindi. Confidence, encouragement, that inner courage that we have is called morale. The editorial describes about the Russian-Ukrainian war carried to more brutal and intense, extended for carried out, okay, for more than 40 months. Both countries looking for future security concern, yet the US not yet, because US has a way out. They are depending on the US, yeah, but they want guarantees. Tactical setback is a defeat, a loss. Setback is a defeat or a loss. And when we say tactical setback means strategic way में वो जो है setback हुआ है, loss हुआ है, not in the sense of war. The actual defeat hasn't happened yet. Avalanche of drones. Avalanche is a torrent of something, back to back some things in a large quantity we get to see coming. In this case, back to back drones, they attacked, so that's there. Exhaustion is thakawat, fatigue, depletion, having no energy left. Offset is to counteract, to neutralize, zero कर देना, भरपाई करना. Defiant is being resistant, unyielding, withdraw करना, हम चुप बैठने वालों में से एक kind of an attitude. Recapture is to regain, retake. Momentum is impetus or drive, anything that is gaining speed, gaining activity, that is called momentum, especially in such cases, how it is used. Abhishek, I did read yours. Did you get to hear when I commented on what you said? I actually took your name and I said that you have correctly pointed on the role of America. Let me know if you haven't heard that part. I actually read your comment first. Grievances are the complaints, the resentments. Durable, long lasting, long standing. Anything which is credible is something on which I can rely, one can rely. Now, peace को लेकर आना, okay, to mediate peace between two parties is actually called brokering peace, because we are talking about peace coming through negotiations, and there is one mediator who is, helping in the negotiations. That's why it's called brokering peace. Okay. Straining defenses, that's weakening, straining. Now the strength is going down. In this case, it was the drones attack strained air defenses. Defiance is resistance against pressure. Okay, Hindi meaning नहीं है, English meaning ही है, उनके explanation है. And tactical advance is the opposite of tactical setback. That is strategic forward movement, and the context here was that Russia is making tactical advances. Okay? Chalo, answer some grammar questions. Subject and verb of this sentence. Guys, that you forgot, we have learned this, okay? That Ukraine managed to carry out an attack. That ke saath, the whole portion is my subject here. That is always singular, so that ABCD is there. That is a morale booster. Okay, so that is technically the leading subject of the sentence. Then this. First, you tell me the part of speech, then there is a second part of the question here. So the first part is tell me the part of speech. It's okay. Now I reminded you. That's why regular classes are important. Yes, it's subjective. So, my the second part of my question is that okay, I'll just try to write somewhere so that you answer properly. Intensifying military exchanges. Why not intensified? Don't you think if intensified word was here, it would make better sense? So why not verb third form as adjective and why verb ing form as adjective is used in this case? No, I mean it has nothing to do with the article. Okay. We have learned whenever we use verb third form as adjective, it is for something which is already done, like a broken pot or the broken pot, doesn't matter. Okay, but the pot is already broken. But the breaking news, the news that will keep breaking the normal flow of the news. So when you say, when we get to read the intensifying military exchanges, that means that intensification is still ongoing. Day by day, it is getting more intense. If I would have said intensified military exchanges, that also would have been correct. But the context here is telling us the war is still going on. The context is still saying that the military exchanges day by day are increasing. So intensified is not the correct choice here because the work of exchanges it's still going. The effect is still going of intensification. It is not completed, and that's why intensifying. Okay, it has nothing to do with parallelism. Part of speech of this word. Silver lining is a gerund. So you see, you check parallelism in the case of and as a conjunction usually. This is not how we are going to use it, okay? Some more pairs like both and either neither, either or neither nor and some others. So this is not the place. And a silver lining is anyway a phrase. It has nothing to do with parallelism. It is adverb. Tell me the tense and voice used in the sentence that I have highlighted. Which voice and tense we have used here? The author has used here. Make sure to like and share the session, people. Okay. So this is a classic structure. First of all, it is active voice and the tense is present perfect tense. Now, helping verb is has, and this is verb third form. Has had, has not ko hata do for a while to understand in a better manner. Has had, has helping verb, and have main verb ka third form had. So this is how we check it. Yes, it is definitely active. So, tone here is concise and analytical. It is not elaboratory, it is not descriptive, it is very concise to the point and analytical because there is analysis of the given situation. So, the editorial discusses the evolving phase, the changing phase of Russia Ukraine war, marked by escalating military actions. Now we can see more of actions and attacks, and a parallel diplomatic track, that is the negotiation. Despite Ukraine's bold drone attacks and Russia's territorial advances, both nations continue direct negotiations. Both of them, because drone attacks are there, Russia is also advancing, gaining, taking away more territory. Now they continue the direct negotiations, reflecting mutual exhaustion. Both now they have had enough. While Ukraine seeks credible security guarantees, Russia insists on addressing its standing strategic concerns. They have their own agendas. The peace emphasizes on the critical mediating role of the US in achieving a lasting ceasefire. Right? So that's the summary. That's how you would have done precis writing of the given passage. Start doing the question. Answer clearly is C over here. Which of the following best summarizes Ukraine's strategy? Diplomacy through multilateral forums? No, they are directly in talks with each other. Territorial negotiation via back channel diplomacy? Not happening. Tactical offensives? You saw what they did, no, with the drones to counter battlefield disadvantages. So Ukraine is losing out on the territory because of which they went offensive. See, what does the editorial imply by saying both sides? So both sides show exhaustion. So we can see that military and political fatigue is evident. We can see they are now burning out. They are tired. D is the answer for the second one. Which statement is incorrect? Okay, so it's important for you to focus on what is asked. Ukraine has used drones to penetrate deep. True. That's why not my answer. Russia has launched missile attacks targeting Ukrainian airfields in the US. No, it's not like that. How is this even possible? How can we have Ukrainian airfields in the US? Talks are going on despite intense fighting. Yes. Both nations are seeking guarantees. Yes. So the answer becomes B in this case. Answer is C. The term broker peace, what does it imply? Mediating between parties for a truce. Truce is peace, brokering is mediation, negotiation in a way. Question number 5. What is the editorial stance on US involvement? It says that the US is crucial. Exit support only. Very easy. A is your answer. Ukraine has not claimed no significant territorial victory since 2022. Now, this is a double negation which we don't follow, which we don't use. Okay, so Ukraine has not claimed. इसको no को हटाना पड़ेगा हमको. Okay, we will use any in the place of no. We should use any. So Ukraine has not claimed any significant territorial victory since 2022. You should know the correction also, okay, not just guessing what is the correct thing, but what is the answer, but also the correct thing what should come is very important for your all over learning. Russia's spring offensive, Russia का offensive जाना, has led to gains where in the Sami region. There is no gain, मतलब benefit वाला gain की तो बात हो ही नहीं रही है ना यहाँ पे. I think yesterday we were discussing, or maybe in today's class, we were discussing the word pains. So, gains, it's as a noun when we use this word, it means in an increase. Now, increase in what? Getting something, wealth, resource, anything getting increase. उसको gains बोलते हैं, which is totally fine noun. Third one, the bee in my room, and it's scaring me. Did it come? The very easy one. Despite will not take off. Okay, so despite the continuous drone attacks, Russia's airfields remain operational. Very easy. Despite will not take off with it. Tracting, I tell you. I will try. We will try to continue. Like once a while, we can go with Indian Express also. They are short, you know. The Hindu ones are comparatively lengthy. So anyway, for the fourth one, your answer is C. Both Russia and Ukraine are engaged by, nahi engaged in. So when you are involved in doing something, you are engaged in doing that thing. That's why by is the wrong preposition here. Continue with answering this. Fifth one. So the answer to this one is definitely C. The prisoner exchange deal was agreed upon by negotiators in the Monday. तो वैसे भी नहीं होता है और अगर मंडे होता तो on मंडे होता but it is meeting Monday meeting. This is my main noun. So the correct preposition here is at the Monday meeting. Okay. No, this is the deal's name, the prisoner exchange deal. That's kind of a name given to the deal. So we don't need to use apostrophe S in this case. Okay. So that's it. Thank you so much, all of you. Now, if I talk about the newspaper, why we prefer taking the Hindu, it is for the very easy reason that we find a lot of similarities, the questions asked in our exam with the content of this newspaper. But that doesn't mean we cannot go ahead and do Indian Express. Maybe on Saturdays we can go with Indian Express, okay, or maybe any day when I find editorials from the Hindu being mundane or so, I can pick up something from the Indian Express. You, in your own time, can definitely choose to read whatever you want, but make sure you read. That's the primary goal. Okay? Yeah, nothing more than that. All we want to do is to improve our English. We can do that through any good newspaper. We don't want to comment on the content part, but the technical part of the content, that is grammar, comprehension, etc. Okay? Yeah. No, exact time. Yeah. So whenever we have an exact or a specific location or mention of a time frame, then we use at. So meeting here is very specific. That's why at will come in the correction part. So see, you knew, most of you knew C is wrong, like C is the answer. But let's imagine this came in the correction question. Then you will definitely have to make sure that you correct it correctly. Yeah. Okay. Take care, all of you. I'll meet you tomorrow on our other channel, IBPS Hub, where I am going to take error detection and sentence correction at 1:30 p.m. उसमें आओ आप लोग and then back at 8 p.m. here. Okay.